Welcome back, Truth Seeker. This past Sunday, March 17th, Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist Bernie Thorme died at the age of 66. This was the same day the news was announced of the passing of Dick Dale, which we'll talk about. And we're also going to look at the parallels to the death of Randy Rhoads, who died March 19th, 1982, also a guitarist of Ozzy Osbourne. 2 days away from the anniversary of the death of Randy Rhoads is now the death of Bernie Thorme. We're also going to go back and look at the death of Tom Petty just to understand how repetitive these patterns are. Tom Petty died at 66 as well, and you'll understand why. In the case of Bernie, he died 1 day before his 67th birthday. He died March 17th. He would have turned 67 March 18th. And we've seen a lot of people go at age 67 this year. 67 is the 19th prime. We're in 2019. Blood sacrifice equals 67, as does satanic. This is a satanic, selfish agenda of ritual murder and sacrifice. So, about him dying March 17th at age 66, March 17th can be written 3/17 like 317. That's the 66th prime number. And rock and roll equals 66. We've talked about this pattern with dead rock and roll stars in the past. Also, March 17th is the 76th day of the year. This man played the guitar 76. You got the death, or the news of the deaths of two famous guitarists on this day, March 17th, the 76th day of the year. From Ozzy Osbourne's birthday to the death of his guitarist was 104 days later. And when I saw that, I said, you got to be kidding me. Because Randy Rhoads, when he died in history, he died on his 104th day of his age. And not only did he die on his 104th day of his age, but he died on a date with numerology of 104, March 19th, 82. And he died exactly 104 weeks from the recording of Mr. Crowley. Mr. Crowley, about Aleister Crowley, who practiced this code of letters and numbers and dates, which is known as Gematria, which is important to Freemasonry, which controls the entertainment industry. Again, Mr. Crowley, the recording anniversary date, is right here as well, March 22nd. If you missed my video on the recording of this song, you should go back and check it out. There's a ton of information there. 322, a very special number. So anyhow, you just got to say, what are the odds? And what's up with 104 anyway? The word British equals 104. Talking about British rock bands, British rock stars, immortalized in death. As for Dick Dale, his birthday was May 4th. He died March 16th. And notice he died 316 days after his birthday on March 16th. You see how this says, but not including? If you include it, he died on his 317th day of his age as well, the 66th prime, rock and roll 66. He was a guitarist. The news of his death didn't come out until March 17th, and you can understand why, the 76th day of the year. Now, what we talked about once upon a time is how Tom Petty died at age 66, and his band was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers 317. From his death to the day it was announced that he died from an overdose on fentanyl, which was January 19th, which I had a video on at the time, the day it happened. If you're new here, I'm on my 18th channel due to censorship. But I covered this the day of. I said, look at this. We talked about 317 and 66 in relation to his death October 2nd. Now, 3 months and 17 days later, they're coming out and saying he died from fentanyl on January 19th, 119. And again, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers also has Gematria of 119. So does fentanyl. January 19th, 119. You see how they do this? And look at what day Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers released their first album. In 76, on the date November 9th. 119, 11-9. Everything in the world of entertainment is done by this code. The release of albums, the release of movies, the ritual murder of the people who made these movies, this music happen. It's a sick game. And it goes on and on by the same pattern. And there's a whole lot more I could add to this list that we've covered over the years. But I think I've made the point well enough for now, so we'll leave it there. Until next time, Truth Seeker.